Clint Kubiak has already started his coaching search for the offense and defensive side of the ball. Mike McCoy has officially been hired as the assistant head coach in Las Vegas, and we've got more updates on the Maxx Crosby trade rumors. Is he staying in Vegas, or have we already seen the last of him in the silver and black? Yo, what is up, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samoan Raider, back with another video. If this is the very first time you guys are coming across this channel and you love Raiders content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button to notify you guys when I do upload more videos like this. Let's not waste any more time, man. The Raiders already have made a hire to the coaching staff. First move being Mike McCoy, former interim head coach for the Tennessee Titans. Now, McCoy will be coming over here to Las Vegas as the right-hand man to Clint Kubiak, and I think that this is a good hire for the Raiders because he comes with a lot of experience in the NFL, 23 years to be exact, and that's a great pairing for a guy like Clint Kubiak, who is coming into his first time as a head coach. Not only that, they've both worked together back in Denver back in 2017, so they do have a relationship together, so I think it's a perfect match. Looking at what he did last year, coming into the Titans job as their interim head coach, working with Cam Ward, the #1 overall pick, Cam did a much better job under him in 11 games, having 10 touchdowns to 1 interception. And when you look at his overall history with working with a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, it's not that bad, especially knowing that the Raiders are going to be getting a quarterback with that #1 overall pick. You look back at 2012 with Peyton Manning in Denver, then you also look at his time in Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence, where Trevor Lawrence threw for over 4,000 yards. So that being said, I do like this hire for the Raiders. I mean, as the first move for this team, I don't think you could go wrong with it. So breaking news, Raider Nation. I was in the middle of dropping a video talking about the different offensive coordinators and defense coordinators that the Raiders could possibly bring in, and Adam Schefter just dropped a bomb, and it seems like the Raiders found their new defensive coordinator, and we're staying in-house, baby! Raiders are promoting run game coordinator and defensive line coach Rob Leonard to defensive coordinator per sources. Leonard worked closely last season with Pro Bowl defensive end Maxx Crosby, whose future in Las Vegas is uncertain. And this is big news, huge W's in the chat, man. Shout out to Rob Leonard, man. Congratulations on getting the DC job. He was a name that a lot of Raider fans wanted to get promoted. I mean, seeing the relationship that he had with not only Maxx Crosby, but the rest of the defensive line and bringing out the best in a lot of these young guys, Tonka Hemingway, Jonah Laulu. This news gets me excited, and I just love that the Raiders are keeping somebody in-house. And he's a guy that, with or without Maxx Crosby, was a future DC for any other team out there, but I'm happy that he's staying in Las Vegas, and I'm happy that the Raiders are making him that guy. Now, does this move mean that Maxx Crosby will stay a Raider? I don't know, but I feel like this news could possibly make Maxx Crosby think a little bit more about staying in Las Vegas, and it would be great. So far, the Raiders have done a great job this offseason, and I'm loving the coaching staff that we're building right now as we see it. You know, of course, getting Clint Kubiak, bringing in Mike McCoy with some experience, and now solidifying the defensive coordinator position with somebody that's already has a lot of relationship with the team that we have right now in Rob Leonard. And this was a hiring that was going to be really critical for Clint Kubiak because we know that he's going to take over most of the reins on the offensive side of the ball, but getting somebody on the defense side of the ball that you could instill a lot of trust in, I really love this move. But Raider Nation, what do you guys think about Rob Leonard becoming the new DC of the Las Vegas Raiders? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. All right, quick timeout from today's video. I want to show you something that works much better than your traditional sports books. It's called Polymarket. Polymarket is the world's largest prediction market. You're trading on the outcome instead of just being locked into just one result. The app is really easy to use, and with so many games to choose from, you can pick your favorite one and trade in and trade out live in real time during the game. And that's one of the great things about Polymarket is that you are always in control. Traditional sportsbook block cash outs during the games, but with Polymarket, you can cash out at any time. And when you compare the fees, it ain't even close. Sportsbooks charge $9 on a $100 win, while Polymarket only charges 10 cents on a $100 win, so the payouts are definitely much better. So if you want to get in on the action, make sure to click my link down below and use promo code Samoan to get exclusive access to the app and also $10 to use free when you sign up. Try Polymarket today and see why everybody's switching over. Now, I know as Raider fans, we're all tired of hearing about Maxx Crosby this, Maxx Crosby that. Heck, even Maxx Crosby himself is tired of all the trade talks that's been going around.
I just want to play football and be left the fuck alone. Period. And if people that don't understand that don't fucking know me. People can say whatever they want, but truly, I don't give a fuck besides playing football and winning football games. I give my whole life to this sport every single day. I'm here every morning. My alarm goes off at 4:55, and I am driving 35 minutes across town in an empty, dark building, doing the same thing every single day, trying to help my team, trying to help myself. People can talk all they want. People go on Twitter. I don't even see it. Half of it is news to me. I just care about playing football.
And I understand, Max. It is frustrating having to hear about it, especially because he hasn't come out and said anything. And everybody is just taking something and just throwing it at the wall because everybody thinks that Maxx Crosby could possibly be on his way out. Tom Pelissero went on the Rich Eisen show and talked about Maxx Crosby's relationship with the Raiders and basically said that there's a lot of other fences that would have to be mended for him to stay in Vegas. It's not irreparable, but there's a lot to repair. Now, when I take a step back and look at the bigger picture and think about everything that Max has had to deal with this Las Vegas Raiders team, it has been a lot. Definitely a lot. I mean, you got the different coaches, you got the different players coming in and out. And the one constant thing that has been here since the beginning is Maxx Crosby. And I understand how frustrating it might be. And I feel like that's why going into this offseason, he doesn't want to say too much. He doesn't want to be in the talks with the Raiders, with the head coaches and this and that. He's just going to go out there and do his job. And he continues to be the first one in the building, doing his job over there, going back home and doing what he got to do. Now, there's other reports like Mike Ruffalo coming out and saying that the Eagles could be a strong suitor for Maxx Crosby.
What chances do you think the Eagles are a destination?
Like big time. If this thing opens up and everybody's a player, I mean, listen, they tried to trade for Micah Parsons in the division. Why wouldn't they then be considered a strong contender for a team that would be like, yeah, get him out of the conference,
right?
Get him to another team. And I would certainly put the Eagles top 3, 5, whatever, for Maxx Crosby if and when this thing opens up. And I do believe it's going to open up.
I think that just goes for a lot of other teams because I think if the Raiders were to come out and say that Maxx Crosby is available, a lot of teams are definitely going to be clamoring for Maxx Crosby's services, and rightfully so. But when you ask some Raider legends, they don't think that Maxx Crosby is going anywhere. First, you got Rich Gannon, who was asked about this, of course, and he came out and said that Max and I are talking. All this nonsense about he no longer wants to play for the Raiders, I don't know that to be. That is about the furthest thing from that guy's mind. He feels like there's unfinished business. Exactly, Rich. Exactly. And then you got Charles Woodson himself, the GOAT, basically saying that he doesn't believe that Max is going anywhere.
Yeah, and Max ain't going nowhere. You know, that's now those are my words. I don't have a say so what's going to happen, but man, I mean, I just love Max. Max is a Raider in my eyes, and you know, I just want new coach, new staff to come in here and make sure that guy knows you're going to win here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're going to be happy here. And look, you know, that a lot of losing, you know, turns people off. And when you're a great player like Max, of course, you know, in the back of his mind, he looks at what happened in Seattle. We all looked at what just happened there 2 days ago. He wants to be a part of that. And so I think it's going to be important for the coach to make sure that Max understands and he's comfortable with him and knowing that he's going to bring a winning organization here. And then he's just got to bring in the right defensive people that make sure they can get the best out of Max and then surround Max with the guys that can get him to the next level.
I love the fact that Us had to come out and say, you know, those are my words, that's not his words, but he just has a strong feeling that he'll stay in the silver and black. Now, I understand Raider fans might be sitting there asking, yo, Us, why are we still talking about this? Max shut down everything. And when I look back at all the interviews that he did, he really didn't shut down anything. I understand that he's frustrated with everybody talking about stuff. He didn't come out and say certain things, but he also didn't say that he was going to be a Raider, that he wants to go into the season. He doesn't want to get traded. He did not shut it down specifically. Then again, say as you will, it's always going to be news, and I understand that's why everybody's talking about it. Me as a Raider fan, you know, my observation, my thoughts on this whole situation, of course, at the top, I don't want to trade Maxx Crosby no matter what. I've said it so many times. I don't care how much we get for him. I wouldn't want to trade him away because he's the heart and soul of this team. But like I said, take a step back. Take my Raider goggles off. I think that Maxx Crosby is definitely keeping his options open now more than ever before. The Raiders are in a position right now where they could rebuild for the future. We could start brand new. So the assets would be nice, right? But it all comes down to Maxx Crosby, because we've already heard Clint Kubiak say that he would love to have Maxx Crosby a part of the future of this team. And then we also got Mark Davis, who loves Maxx Crosby, who doesn't mind throwing money at Maxx Crosby no matter what. So the loyalty is there. The Raiders want Maxx Crosby. It all comes down to what Maxx Crosby wants. And I know that Maxx Crosby himself is torn between two sides. He wants to be a Raider for life. He wants to be a part of the turnaround. He wants to be a part of this team. But the other side of it is growing frustrated and having to deal with another rebuild. Maxx Crosby is in the prime of his career, and going out and trying to get a ring would be understandable, right? If the Raiders are not ready to compete right now, what's the use of having him on the team? Maxx, he doesn't want to ruin his image with the Raider Nation, because he has a lot of love for this organization, for the fan base, because this is the team that he's been with ever since he's been drafted, and he's put in 120% in this team, no matter the head coach, no matter the quarterback, no matter the players that he's played with over the past couple of years. So I think that's why he doesn't want to come out and wholeheartedly say that, hey, I want to be a Raider, because if he does say that, if he does say, I don't want to be traded, I'm not going to be traded, and he does get traded, that's a bad image for him. Not saying that he really cares about that image, but that's something that would hurt inside. I will say this to Maxx, like, Oos, Raider Nation, 90% of Raider Nation would totally understand if you were to come out and say that you want to go somewhere else, you want to go and compete for the grand prize, you want to compete for that confetti falling down, and if the Raiders are not that team right now, it's totally understandable for him to want to go out and ask for that. I don't think Raider fans would be mad at it at all. I understand. We will all be hurt. The same way we'd be hurt with Khalil Mack. But Raider Nation will get over it. And ultimately, that ball is in his court, in your court. Dude. So no matter how I feel about this, I'm preparing for the worst. Because, hey, it's going to be tough to see the Condor in a different jersey. But if it does happen, man, at least we have a future to think about. With whatever draft compensation we will have with this team. And I think that we have all the right pieces in place to have this team competing in the future with Clint Kubiak, with Fernando Mendoza, with the offensive pieces that we have in Ashton Jensen and Brock Bowers. The future is bright for this team, and it's going to be a crazy, crazy offseason. So if you guys haven't already and want to stick along for the ride, man, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button, man. Thank you, guys. We hit over 3K subscribers on the channel, and it's been huge. I should be getting my main channel back pretty soon. But I thank you guys for continuing to support this channel. Let me know what your thoughts are on Maxx Crosby and everything else going on with the Raiders down in the comments below. Until the next video, this is your boy Samoan Raider, and your boy is Yow.